The first drops land on the lake before you hear them. You watch through the window, small circles appearing on the gray water. One, then another, then too many to count. You're watching from a window, a small reading room among the branches, above the water's edge, where a steady lamp glows against the coming gray. The surface of the lake changes. What was smooth and still is now textured, dimpled, alive with tiny rings that spread and overlap and disappear. Each ring perfect for a moment, then gone, replaced by another and another, a pattern that never repeats, a rhythm that has no end. And then the sound reaches you, soft, shimmering, like 1,000 tiny bells ringing all at once, like something being welcomed home. You set your book down, not because you need to, just because this sound deserves your attention. Rain on water. You've heard rain before, on roofs, on windows, on car hoods and umbrellas. But this is different. This is rain meeting a lake, and you're close enough to hear every drop find its place, close enough to feel part of the conversation between sky and water, between falling and landing, between sound and silence. Hello, my friend. You're in a reading room among the branches, a small library built in the arms of an old oak tree at the edge of a quiet lake, on an evening when the rain decided to stay. This isn't a child's treehouse. It's a room, a real room, built by someone who knew what they were doing. Wide steps led you here, solid rails worn smooth by hands that climb before yours, timber that has stood through many storms. The floor doesn't sway, the walls don't creak in the wind. Everything here was made to last, made to hold, made to welcome anyone who needed a quiet place above the water. You're not high up, just lifted, just above the reeds that line the shore, just into the lower branches of the oak, level with the leaves, level with the rain, level with a world that looks different from here, softer, somehow, more forgiving. The trunk of the tree rises through the center of the room, dark bark, rough and familiar, the kind of trunk you might have touched as a child, running your hand along the ridges, feeling the life inside. Shelves have been built around it, curving with the curve of the wood, books arranged in a gentle spiral, as if the tree itself decided to become a library, as if holding stories was what it had always wanted to do. The air smells of cedar, of damp leaves, of something green and alive, not the smell of a cabin, not the smell of a house, the smell of a room that belongs to the forest. That has always belonged here. That was always meant to be found by someone like you on an evening like this. A branch brushes against the window frame. Tap, tap. Just the wind saying hello. Just the oak reminding you that you're held in its arms tonight, that you're part of it now, guest in a tree that has welcomed many guests before. You came here earlier this afternoon, before the rain, when the lake was still, and the sky was soft gray, when the air held that particular stillness that comes before weather. The path along the shore was easy. Flat stones set into the grass, worn smooth by feet that walked this way before. Moss growing between them, soft and green, the kind of path that wants to be followed. Lanterns hung from posts at intervals, unlit then, but you noticed them, glass and iron, old but cared for, and you knew they'd be glowing by nightfall, guiding someone home. A small sign at the base of the tree said only, "The door is open. Take the evening slowly." That was all. No hours listed, no rules. An invitation, a quiet permission. So you climbed the wide steps, held the solid rail, pushed open the wooden door, and found this. A room full of books, a window facing the water, a chair that seemed to be waiting, and silence, the kind that settles into you, the kind that doesn't need to be filled, the kind that fills you instead. That was hours ago, before the clouds gathered, before the first drops fell, before the lake began its rain song. And now the rain has come, and you're still here. This room is enough for tonight. Everything else can wait at the water's edge. On the small table by the door, you notice something. A journal, leather cover, soft with years, the color of soft chestnut, edges worn round by hands that have opened it many times. A ribbon marking today's page, burgundy silk, slightly frayed at the end. Beside it, a pen with a wooden barrel, the kind that feels good in your hand, the kind that writes slowly, deliberately. You open to the marked page. Names in different handwriting, dates stretching back months, some entries in pencil, faded now, some in ink, still dark. People who found this place before you, people who sat where you're sitting now, who watched rain through this same window, who listened to the same oak leaves catch the same kind of evening. The entries are short, not stories, just moments, just small gifts left behind for the next reader. Fog this morning, cleared by noon, stayed anyway. First visit won't be the last. The loons were loud tonight. Counted 7 calls before I lost track. Brought my daughter. She found a book about wildflowers. Read it twice. And at the bottom, in fresh ink, a single line. Rain coming. Something warm is waiting. Stay as long as the weather keeps you. No signature. Just kindness left behind for whoever came next. Just someone thinking of a stranger, preparing warmth for someone they'd never meet. That person is you. You look toward the corner of the room. A small iron stove sits against the wall, pipe rising through the ceiling, disappearing into the branches above, door slightly open, embers glowing orange inside, the soft sound of heat, crackle, settle. Beside it, a thermos already filled, green tartan pattern, the kind your grandmother might have owned, the kind that keeps things warm for hours, Someone was here, not long ago. Someone who checks the weather, who watches the sky, who lights the stove before the rain arrives, who leaves tea for strangers they'll never meet, who trusts that the right person will find it. You don't know who they are, and you don't need to. The warmth is enough. The care is enough. The quiet proof that someone thought of you before you arrived. You pour from the thermos. Steam rises, curls in the lamplight, catches the glow from the stove. Something herbal, something that smells like rest, like gardens, like the end of a long day. The cup warms your hands. You wrap your fingers around it, feel the heat seeping into your palms, into the cold tips of your fingers, into the parts of you that were still holding the chill of the walk, still holding the outside. One sip, then another, warmth sliding down, settling in your chest, spreading outward like the rings on the water outside, like something opening, like something finally letting go. You notice your shoulders. They've dropped. You didn't tell them to. They just knew. They knew this was a safe place, a place where nothing would be asked of them, a place where holding on wasn't required. The shelves curve around the trunk of the oak. You've been looking at them since you arrived, not searching, just noticing, just letting your eyes wander across the spines. The books here aren't organized by author, not by title, not by genre, not by any system a library would recognize. Small handwritten labels mark each section, ink on cream-colored paper, the careful script of someone who took their time, tacked to the wood with tiny brass pins, each one a small invitation for quiet water, for storm watching, for when you want nothing asked of you, for mornings when the mist stays late, for those who came to listen. And in the section closest to the window, the one that catches the gray light from the lake. Autumn rain. You smile. You can't help it. Someone understood. Someone knew that books and weather belong together. That what you want to read on a sunny afternoon is different from what you want on a night like this. That a rainy evening calls for certain kinds of words, certain kinds of quiet. You stand, slowly. The floorboards are solid beneath you, warm from the stove, the kind of floor that doesn't mind bare feet, that has felt many feet over the years. You take a step toward the shelves, then another. Your hand reaches out. Your fingers find the spines, not searching, just touching, just saying hello. Cloth covers worn soft by handling. Paper covers with corners turned down, a few with no covers at all, journals with handwritten pages, field guides with pressed leaves marking favorite pages, poetry collections with margins full of someone else's thoughts. These aren't the books of grand libraries. No leather, No gold lettering, no rare editions kept behind glass. Just books that have been read, books that have been loved, books that have spent years in a room that smells of cedar and lake water, that have absorbed the dampness and the warmth and the quiet. One catches your attention, not because of its title. You can barely read the faded letters on the spine. Something about it, the color, maybe, a blue that has softened to gray, the softness of the cover, the way it seems to lean toward you. You pull it free. It comes with a soft sound, pages shifting against each other, a whisper, a greeting. The book is lighter than you expected, smaller, the kind you could hold with one hand, the kind that fits perfectly in a lap. Inside the front cover, a pressed leaf, brown now, thin as paper, almost translucent when you hold it to the light. The kind of leaf that falls from oaks in autumn. Someone placed it here, years ago maybe, and the book has kept it safe ever since. You turn to a random page, an illustration, water plants drawn in careful ink, reeds and lilies, roots spreading beneath the surface. The underwater world that exists below lakes like this one. The kind of drawing someone made while sitting at the edge of the water, watching, noticing, taking their time. The kind of patience that quiet places like this still remember. The words can wait. Tonight, you're just here for the weight of the pages, the feeling of paper beneath your fingers, the comfort of holding something that has been held by many hands before. You return to your chair. The leather welcomes you back, soft, worn, shaped by bodies that rested here before. The book rests in your lap, open to the illustration, the reeds, the lilies, the careful ink lines. Outside, the rain continues, patter, patter, patter. Inside, the book waits, patient as the one who drew it, patient as the tree that holds you, patient as this whole quiet evening. The window beside you is wide, almost as wide as the wall itself, and through it, the lake, gray water stretching toward a far shore you can barely see, trees on the other side, soft and blurred, just shapes now. Just the idea of trees, hills beyond them, softer still, rolling into mist, rolling into evening, everything wrapped in rain and gray, and the gentle hush of a world that has decided to be quiet. The rain has found its rhythm now. You can hear it, 3 layers, 3 voices, all singing together. On the roof above you, patter, 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 soft drumming on wooden shingles, steady and close, the sound of being sheltered. On the leaves around you, tap, 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 the oak catching drops on 1,000 small surfaces. Each leaf, a tiny drum. Each branch, a pathway for water finding its way down. sound on the water itself, that sound you've never quite heard before. Rain meeting lake, a shimmering, a whisper, a music that has no beginning and no end. It sounds like bells, tiny bells, 1,000 of them, ringing all at once, each drop a small, clear note. You've never heard rain quite like this, not from inside a house, not from inside a car. Here, the walls are mostly window. Here, you're inside but also part of the outside, wrapped in rain, safe from rain, somehow both at once. The rain has drawn a soft curtain around this room. Beyond it, the world has gone quiet. The far shore has faded. Just shapes now, just shadows, just the idea of somewhere else, somewhere that can wait. On the windowsill, a small tin, old and round, the color of aged brass. You've noticed it before but haven't touched it. Now your fingers find the lid. Cool metal, smooth from handling. Inside, postcards, dozens of them. Views of the lake in different seasons. Different lights. Summer sun sparkling on the water. Autumn mist rising from the surface. Winter ice stretching to the far shore. Spring green returning to the hills. Some have writing on the back. Some are blank. You don't read them. You just feel the edges, the weight of other people's quiet moments, other afternoons, other rains, all of them held in this small tin. You close the lid, set it back on the sill. Another kindness left behind, another gift from someone you'll never meet. You watch a drop slide down the window glass. Just one drop. It starts at the top, hesitant, then begins to move, slowly at first, gathering speed, joining another drop. They become one, racing together toward the bottom, gone. Another begins, slower, finding its own path. No hurry, no destination it needs to reach, just falling, just doing what rain does. Your breathing has slowed. You notice it now. In, out, following something. The rhythm of the drops, maybe. The rhythm of the ripples spreading across the lake. The rhythm of an evening that moves at its own pace. Your eyes move without purpose, without direction, just wandering the way eyes do when they're finally allowed to rest. Your jaw is loose, softer than it was when you arrived. You didn't tell it to relax, it just did. It found the rhythm too. Your hands rest on the book in your lap, open, soft, not gripping. The weight of the pages is enough. From somewhere on the lake, a sound, a bird calling, long and low and echoing, rising from the mist. A loon, perhaps a lake bird with a long aching call. A long note that rises, holds, and fades. The kind of sound that belongs to water, that has belonged to lakes like this for longer than anyone remembers. And somewhere farther away, another answers, fainter, farther, a conversation you're not part of, but get to witness. Then silence, just the rain, just the bells on the water, just the oak leaves catching drops and letting them fall. You notice the weight in your shoulders. It's less now. Something has shifted. Something you were carrying has set itself down. You don't know what it was. You don't need to name it. You just notice that it's lighter now, that the chair is taking more of the weight, that you're holding less. The lake is doing the work tonight, accepting what the sky offers, carrying what needs to be carried. You can do the same. Just accept. Just hold still. Just let the evening do what evenings do. The stove has burned lower now. The flames have quieted. Just embers glowing behind the iron door, orange and red, pulsing gently, like something breathing, like something alive but resting. The room has grown warmer, or maybe you've grown softer. It's hard to tell the difference now. The edges between you and the room have blurred, the way the far shore blurred into mist. The blanket that was folded on the chair arm, you'd noticed it earlier, hadn't reached for it. Now you do. Your hand finds the wool, soft from many washings, the color of moss, or maybe sage. It's hard to tell in this light. Everything has gone soft in this light. You pull it across your lap, unfold it, let it settle. The weight is exactly right. Thighs first, then knees, then ankles, covering you in layers. A gentle pressure, the kind that says, you can stop now, you can rest, you've done enough today. The book is still in your lap, beneath the blanket now, a small weight pressing against your legs, a companion that doesn't need anything from you, that's just happy to be held. You notice your feet, warm. The stove has been working quietly all this time, heat rising through the floor, through the solid oak boards, into your ankles, your calves. Everything softening, everything settling, like leaves finding the ground after a long time falling, like sediment sinking to the bottom of still water. The rain has gentled. You notice it, still falling, but softer now, steadier. The kind of rain that could fall all night and not mind, just falling. Because that's what rain does. Patter, patter, patter. The oak creaks once, deep and low. The sound a tree makes when it's settling into evening, when it's done with the work of the day, when it's ready to hold still for a while. You're in its arms. You feel it now. Not just the room, the tree itself. Branches around you like an embrace. Trunk beside you like something ancient and patient. Roots reaching down into the earth below. This oak has stood for 100 years, maybe longer. It has seen storms that would have frightened you, winds that bent its branches nearly to the water, and it's still here, still standing, still holding. It can hold you for one night. It wants to hold you. That's what oaks do. A small sound from outside, far away, metal on metal. A buoy bell, somewhere out on the water. You can't see it, just hear it, rocking in the rain, ringing once, a clear, soft note, then silence. Just once, that's all. A small hello from the lake, a reminder that the world is still there, doing what it does while you rest. Your eyes are heavy now. You notice it without minding, the way you might notice the rain has softened or the lamp has dimmed. Just a fact, a small shift, nothing to manage, nothing to fix. The book moves gently with each breath you take. You feel its weight, the blanket's weight, the chair holding you from beneath, the tree holding the chair. Everything connected, everything held. The window shows only gray now. Gray water, gray sky, gray mist that has wrapped the world in something soft and silent. The far shore is gone. The hills are gone. Even the trees across the water have faded. Just shapes, just shadows. You don't need to see them. You don't need to see anything tonight. You just need to listen and let the rain do the rest. Patter, patter. On the roof. Tap, tap. On the leaves. And that shimmering, that soft, constant music. Rain on water. 1,000 tiny bells. Your shoulders have dropped, all the way now. The chair has it. The blanket has it. The tree has it. The night has everything. Your breath has found the rhythm. In, slow, out, slower, following the ripples, following the rain, following something older than thinking. You don't have to leave. Not tonight. Not until you're ready. The reading room is yours for as long as you need it. The lanterns along the shore path are lit now. They'll still be there in the morning, but there's no reason to think about morning. Morning is far away, a whole night of rest between now and then. The weather journal waits by the door, the pen beside it. Maybe tomorrow you'll write something, a line for the next person who finds this place. Rained all evening, stayed warm. Let the lake do the listening. Something like that. Something simple. Something true. But not now. Now there's only this. The stove glowing, the rain falling, the oak holding, the book resting, and you. Here, warm, safe. Let your eyes close now. Let the rain count the minutes. Let the tree keep its watch. Let the lake hold the distance. Let the buoy ring when it wants to ring. The world will be there in the morning, quiet and washed clean. The mist will lift. The far shore will return. But that's tomorrow. Tonight, you rest. Tonight, you let the reading room hold you, the way it has held so many others, on so many evenings, in so many kinds of weather. This room knows what you need. It has always known. That's why the chair is soft. That's why the blanket is warm. That's why the stove keeps burning. That's why someone always leaves tea. The oak has held 100 years of weather. It can hold this. It can hold you. The lake has been here longer than anyone remembers. It will keep doing what it does, accepting rain, holding still. And you can let go now. Just rest, just breathe, just be held. The reading room holds you. The tree holds the room. The rain holds the night. And somewhere out on the water, a bird calls once more, long and low and fading. Then quiet. Just the bells on the water, just the rhythm on the roof, just the oak settling deeper into evening. Patter, patter. Tap, tap. The stove glows. The blanket holds. The rain falls. And you are resting. Safe. Warm. Held. Home.